Hey guys, it's really cool and breezy here today. So I wanted to do just a little follow-up to last week's video. So we were talking about upper body alignment. And one of the things that I've been riding around this week working on myself, I thought I'd share with you. So I have a tendency sometimes to look down a little bit. So that kind of gets my head and neck position here. And it needs to be here. So a lot of people get to get their head and neck in the right place, a lot of things can go wrong. So one of the simplest fixes for that, let me back up. So I was at a clinic a couple weeks ago and with Suzanne Hassler, and she was talking about to align your spine. And I hope you can see this okay, because I have a hat on. Is that you would put your, to align your neck, that part of your spine, is put your finger on your chin, hold your finger there, right? And then you move your chin and you look up. And then you look down or you look straight ahead, but you do it by lifting the back of your head. And see how much closer my chin is to my chest. Now, I think that's a great exercise. The one thing that I would be cautionary is if you're doing one of these, right? So if you're like so tucked in that you see my lovely turkey neck because I'm getting old. But if it's tucked in that much, that's too much. You're actually then getting rid of the natural curvature in your neck of your spine. And I will post a picture here of what the curvature of the spine looks like in a human. Because we don't want, if you're looking down, you're getting rid of the natural curvature in your spine. Obviously, you don't want to walk around and ride around looking up, but you obviously want to be looking horizontal. You want to be looking straight ahead. And so what I like to think about, that exercise is fine for on the ground, but what I like to think about when I'm riding is that I'm stacking, this is sort of like centered riding kind of stuff. I'm stacking my spine on top of one another. And I actually feel like I have a string that's pulling me up this way. So it's elongating and lengthening my spine. And there is some contraction of my paravertebral, my multifidus muscles to kind of stabilize my spine in that way. But I'm not like, under so much tension or so much straightening of the spine. I also think of that when I'm sitting is that the same thing happens in the downward direction. So I have these opposite pulls. One string is pulling me up out of like the back of my head here, right? Like not back here, but up here, but toward the back, right? So I'm elongating my spine. And the other one is like pulling on my tailbone and pulling me down. And it's just this like, maybe a little more tension than marionette strings, but it's just this idea of like this elongation of the spine. And that way I get I open my spine, but I do it in a strength-wise. It like stacks everything up and stabilizes. And it helps me then not get into these weird postures because the strings would be pulling this way. If I was like this, the strings would be pulling that way, backwards, right? So it's like if they're pulling me up and down at the same time, that visual gives me what they say, sit up or lengthen your spine. Like that's the idea. And that keeps the correct curvature in your spine and aligns your position very elegantly without there being weird tensions. Okay, hope that helps.